What's up, YouTube? Dan the Cyberpunk Man, pumping the pistols on this game called The Ascent. And let me just say, this game, this was a slog to get through. As an RPG, the game fails in regards to progression, quest rewards, leveling, EXP acquisition, enemy variety, and overall fun. The game is extremely light on story. Basically, you are in a high-tech city divided into 4 sections based on height relating to higher class. We are a nameless, voiceless pushover of a protagonist who lacks any personality, lacks any memorable choices for dialogue, and questions the game will never answer or explain, so you shouldn't care about it unless you really care, in which case you have to check the in-game data log, but only after you find the document in-game to populate it. Which means that by the time you find most answers, you already don't care or forgot you even had the question in the first place. Can the combat make up for this? After all, it's Cyberpunk, so I'm sure there's a wealth of fun, interesting weapons and gameplay options, and it's 95% guns with only a single melee option. Are you fucking kidding me?! That means combat always boils down to a lazy shootout. And there's only 5 types of weapons. Starting with the worst, you get pistols, which quickly get outclassed by every other weapon. The shitty melee weapon you get is a baseball bat with much shorter range than expected, which also feels like it needs to be reloaded. Then there's a late-game rocket/grenade launcher, whose rate of fire makes it obsolete. Then there's the only 2 good weapons in the whole game, the shotguns and the machine guns. Keep one of both equipped and call it a day. There is a large problem of not being able to sufficiently see where enemies are located, and several off-screen enemies obliterating you, but you can't hit them. Then, there's this game's damage types, which are cut into 4 groups: physical, fire, energy, and digital. What the actual fuck is this? Physical and fire are self-explanatory. Energy is basically just lightning damage, which works better against robots. But what the actual fuck is digital? And enemies can just become immune to a damage type. So you can be pumping something full of lead, but because you used a digital skill to change the damage type, where the enemy just takes 0 damage. Yeah, the game sucks. The story is terrible too. You do some stuff to fix the city, work your way up, then the city gets bought by another corporation, and you become obligated to fix the still existing problems, get drip-fed clues to figure out the game's so-called mystery. Find out that the whole board was executed due to some salty scientist bitch getting sidelined. Then the reveal that the old corp was making a stable wormhole to teleport through, but it fucks up and summons some eldritch tentacles for the final boss, who has the most annoying fight in the game. Yeah, the whole thing sucks. It might have been better in multiplayer, but in single player, it just sucks ass, because many bosses have infinitely spawning minions and or mini-bosses. And the final boss requires you activate 4 terminals at periodic intervals to damage it. Yeah, it's hella fucking dumb. This final boss made me feel like I only had 2 brain cells left that were both fighting for 5th place, because the enemies never stopped coming. I ended up cheesing it with the late game mech suit. The side quests are boring and unmemorable. I literally couldn't tell you the specifics of any one of them. If that wasn't bad enough, the camera is terribly placed. Environments are messy and samey. There's random level geometry that hinders your movement that you and enemies can get stuck on and in. And the trophies are uninspired as well. You have the usual fare. First enemy slain, slaying all enemy types, finishing a side mission, and then finishing all of them. Par for the course for completion. The only funny ones are hygiene, for flushing a toilet and then using a sink. Sashimi, for letting a katana enemy slice you up. Wait a minute. Why the fuck can't we use katanas? And snooze or lose, for trying the game's drug called snooze, which only works for like 5 seconds. And you know what they say, you snooze and you lose, and it looks like you snuss and you lost. The only thing worse than the gameplay and the story is the amount of times the game broke on me. The game constantly crashed, broke during loading and saving, had me lose weapons or drop them, stopped letting enemies take damage, myself and multiple enemies getting stuck in the environment, enemies literally spawning or disappearing out of thin air, quest items spawning out of bounds, quests not tracking properly, areas of the map that don't have any purpose to them at all. Like, seriously, there are sections of the map that only exist as a buffer or connecting area that have no main or side quests, objectives, loot. This game was a chore, and I can't believe it also has DLC. This is one of those games that feels like it should pay you for playing it, not deserving any time or money, much less extra for DLC. I don't understand how so many outlets and even Metacritic have this game at about an average, when it is far below it. So, the Platinum is a 4 out of 10 due to the game's rampant instability and shit performance. As for the patented Dan the Ranking Man scale, the game is an 18 out of 100. The idea is okay, but the implementation, progression, gameplay, and just general level of crap to competency is just fucking horrendous. I'm glad that it's over. So, like, subscribe, and hype the video for more like this. Stay tuned to see how Super Neptunia RPG holds up. And remember, only losers would make bosses have infinitely spawning minions in a generally single-player focused game.